This is Nontendo Podcast, episode number. How you?
Start the podcast.
Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you. Podcast
Welcome
time.
on in.
Hey,
Oh my God. Counting down the minutes.
counting down
the
days.
days.
2 more after this.
I miss you.
Aw.
All right. What do you want to talk about today?
We have actually a huge list of things to talk about.
Too much.
Should I go through the whole list?
Go through your stuff. I have a few things too. Let me say my things.
Okay, well, I want to talk about, there's some new Nintendo Switch Online games and 64 games that I'm very excited about.
I don't know what they are, so I'm excited to hear them.
Good. There's also, this is a very quick one. There's a free Nintendo Switch Online trial, 7 days right now. So
You want to talk about that, or we just get it over with?
you just get it over with.
Yeah.
If you want to try Nintendo Switch Online, or you're getting a Switch right now, and you've never had a Nintendo Switch Online
the
account, you can try it.
full $50 tier or the baby base? Baby base.
Baby base. I don't like that. I don't like that. It is
Hey.
the baby base.
You saw your girlfriend last night. You make it the baby base?
Ew.
No, it sounds like you're
Cut
making
it.
a
Cut
baby.
down.
It sounds like you're making a baby. It's last base.
It's only the little guy. It's not the whole $70 teal.
the junior mode,
no,
right?
It's just Nintendo
That's cool.
Entertainment
I
System,
don't
Super
think
Nintendo
they've done
Game
that
Boy.
before. The free trial.
I don't know. I think they do it around the. I feel like I've heard of this before.
They
It's a
always
holiday
do it.
thing.
They've done it all the time.
It's a holiday thing.
I don't remember.
I also want to talk about Warzone, baby. Fucking
Yeah.
Call of Duty, man.
I said to you before this, I'm very excited to talk about this with you, but nobody else is going to care here.
Mm-hmm.
You seem to disagree.
I just think that. I mean, this is a Nintendo podcast, but
No, it's Nontendo.
Okay. I just think that it's such a big Call of Duty is so big that you
know.
you can't be a gamer and not have come in contact with Call of
No,
Duty.
I agree with that. But I feel like us sitting here gushing about our excitement to play Warzone together is going to get lost on most of the people. But I don't care about
We'll
them.
save it for later.
I don't care about them until 3 weeks from now when I really
When
need
you really
them.
need them to not drop their support.
Anything else, or can I do mine?
That's it. The rest is your stuff.
All right, so I found a few things that maybe I'm an idiot for missing a couple of these, but apparently
That's the reason.
that's
Keep
probably,
the momentum
that's
going.
probably
We were
the-
just firing off.
That's
all
probably the
cylinders.
harshest reason for me not realizing these. You saying that it could be something else. What else could it be? That I just missed it?
No, I meant like you said. I might be an idiot for missing this, and I said that's the reason. Like,
Oh, for
you're an idiot, is what I was saying.
Thank
I was
you.
making a dumb
I didn't get the
It
joke.
was a
You know
dumb-
why?
Because I, you know what? I think I know why. You got really. I was very confused at why you were so offended. I was like, it's a little stupid joke.
I wasn't offended. From Nintendo. Nintendo Live 2024. Tokyo has been cancelled due to serious threats to Nintendo.
Yeah, let's bring the vibe down.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't either, honestly.
From the Nintendo community, that's just what this says. Never mind. Metroid Prime 4 development is rumored to have been completed, but something about the cutscenes is holding it back. I'm going to read about that. And finally, no more Zelda ever. Onuma has said after Tears of the Kingdom, there is no way to follow it up, so he's done.
Wow, shame. It was a good game.
It was okay.
A good franchise.
I've heard about it.
Yeah. Could have won Game of the Year, didn't.
We're one action adventure, which is the runner-up prize. Some would
That's
say
a pussy baby award.
that's a baby base.
Little baby,
Little baby base.
little baby bullshit
Now
award.
I have a t-shirt.
What?
Baby base.
Oh. Ew. I'm imagining you giving that brief to a graphic designer.
Yeah.
All right, picture this. Baby base.
Baby
Have
base.
fun.
It's
That's it.
you go to
all you
first
get.
base, second base, third base, baby base.
This is off to a good start.
This is one of the last time
Yeah,
we'll do
man.
a Skillshare read together.
Oh my God.
My God, it's so sweet. What's your favorite thing about Skillshare, Bob?
My favorite things about Skillshare is learning new skills. Like, hey, man, we do a lot of video editing and whatnot. And if I want to know a new skill about video editing, I go to Skillshare.com and I type in Nontendo, whatever the hell the code is.
Oh my
and
God.
you get a little guy.
He just doesn't
and
care
you make
anymore.
it, and then you learn a skill.
So here's what you do. The first 500 people to use the link below will get 1 month free of of Skillshare.
That's a lot of learning.
It's a lot of learning.
You
Click
can
the link
cram
below.
a lot of learning into 1 month.
Skillshare has everything you need to make 2024 the year your side hustle comes to life. I should learn some things for the podcast then, I guess. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, offering classes on topics ranging from illustration, graphic design, photography, music, marketing, and productivity. And no joke, I have done 3 of those: illustration, graphic design, and photography, all at different points. I've looked up tutorials and classes on how to do those things. I always talk about Geordie, but Geordie has 2 of those.
I recently did the Nihongo no Reson.
Oh, you did it again.
Hi.
What did you learn that was new from before?
Nothing.
Well, you already knew too much,
It's
I
good
guess.
to have
It's a refresher.
It's good to have refreshers.
Skillshare classes are led by industry pros who have walked the walk and have an active community of members ready to cheer you on. As a Nontendo listener, we challenge you to redefine work to achieve a new goal by joining Skillshare. Use the link below and be one of the first 500 people to get a month of Skillshare free.
My best friend has a class about making espresso at home.
Oh, really? Your best friend?
Yep.
I don't remember making that class.
Who?
We talked about it last time. It was a
The
joke.
arty
Is it-
griff
Atif.
idiot.
Atif.
Yeah, that loser moron.
So go watch that. Bye.
Bye. What do you want to talk about first?
I mean, I want to talk about Nintendo Switch Online. There's 3 new games. Yay.
What are they?
One of them is Harvest Moon. Remember?
Oh, I remember.
Harvest Moon's out for Nintendo Switch Online. Yay! Also, 2.
He's cracking up, man. You gotta give him a second.
Dude.
What
Harvest
else?
Moon.
I like
you
that
love
one.
it.
That's
It's so
back
good.
when it was good.
Did that come out in America? No, I'm thinking of Animal Crossing. That had a
Very similar games. Mm-hmm. This is probably the only good Harvest Moon that's released in the last 20 years.
whoa. And you know what's funny? Natsume,
Yeah.
the company that made
Yeah.
it.
That makes Story of Seasons now.
They make Story Seasons now? I
Yeah.
thought they made.
It's the
It's
same-
very confusing. Explain what the Harvest Moon situation.
Oh, well, now I'm worried that I'm wrong. But Harvest Moon at some point got bought out by another company, and essentially a no-team mobile game type studio started making Harvest Moon games. That's why they're all bad. All the Switch ones are awful. They're ugly. They're not fun. They're all derivative of each other. And then the guy started making Story of Seasons games instead. The original Harvest Moon
yeah, I
guy.
think Natsume is still making Harvest Moon. I think they're the bad one.
Okay, so they just replaced the people working on the game then. The guy that made Harvest Moon, the person, not the company, he does Story of Seasons
Right.
now.
No, I understand. What I was going to
Okay,
say
I
was
get you.
Natsume tweeted like, "Oh my god, look, we're on Nintendo Switch Online. Isn't this great?" And it's like,
I
yeah,
get
you're
you.
the only good fucking thing you made in fucking forever.
Yeah. I thought it was a whole different team at this point.
Where? A whole different team. What do you mean?
You know what? It is. Sorry, I'm getting confused. It is a whole different team.
It
They
is
just
very
have
confusing.
the same name.
It is very confusing.
I thought the name changed. I thought a different company altogether was making Harvest Moon now. Not the same company.
Right. It is the same company that got rid of everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
continued.
And
Yeah.
the everybody is now making Story of Seasons.
Correct.
Thank you.
Anyway, that game, that's one of the 3 games.
Oh my God, there's so many games.
And then Jet Force Gemini, remember that game? Mm-hmm. That is finally out.
I'm glad that's finally out. That's one of the best 64 games.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it? Mm-hmm. I also liked it. I'd like to give it a try again. It's I don't know what it's rated in America.
Honestly, I said that because of nostalgia, probably. I haven't played it since back in the day. It
I
might
bet
be
you
terrible.
it's gonna be very hard to control.
Yeah.
But I remember really liking it as a child.
I backpedaled because I remembered how much I loved GoldenEye until it came to 64 online.
I still like GoldenEye. I don't care.
I mean, I like the nostalgia, but
So, fun fact about Jet Force Gemini and GoldenEye. In Japan, they released a whole separate version of the Nintendo 64 and Nintendo Switch Online app just for GoldenEye and Jet Force Gemini because they're rated 18 plus in Japan.
I saw that recently because I'm making a video on free Switch games, and I went to the Japan store to see if I'd missed anything in the Japan store, and they had separate N64 stores. One said 18 plus.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So, I don't know what it's rated here. I don't think it's rated that
Why
high.
were either of those games 18 plus?
They have stricter rules about violence and stuff. But
Were they both M rated here?
no. It's very strange. Japan has stricter rules, but they're more lenient with 18 plus stuff. So like here in America, if your game is rated AO, which is 17 plus, you just will not be allowed to be sold in Best Buy or Target or anything. But in Japan, they don't care. If it's 18 plus or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very strange. Anyway, third game, my personal favorite one I'm excited for. I want to jump back into this 1080 snowboarding.
Oh,
Remember 1080
that is one of
snowboarding?
your favorite games, huh?
Yeah, it's very
You've
good.
mentioned that before.
Yeah, it was, I think, showcased when they talked about Nintendo 64 games coming to Switch.
Yeah, I thought that was already out by now.
Nope. It just came out freaking right now.
Go play it.
I don't have my Switch.
Okay.
I have my fake Switch with me.
I
My Ein Odin 2.
Oh, right. I never played that game.
Now's your chance.
Now's my chance.
It's very good.
Is it like Tony Hawk, but on snow?
Yes, actually, exactly that.
Okay.
And also, this
That's what
was
I figured.
before Tony Hawk, so it did a good job of the extreme sports thing before Tony Hawk had a chance to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it also have Spider-Man? Tony Hawk had Spider-Man.
It has just the worst characters. It's
Oh.
just all different white
Like
dudes.
Todd and Chad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. I remember loving it, so I'd like to give it a try and see if it holds up. I'm not going to play Harvest Moon. I do want to try Jet Force Gemini, but that game's pretty long, isn't it?
That's a single player game, right?
I think there's multiplayer, but it's not. I don't think it's good.
Because they do a lot of multiplayer support on the online. That would be interesting to play that one.
It does have multiplayer. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's co-op or if you're playing against each other.
Okay.
Oh wait, the game also includes multiplayer mode where 2 to 4 players can compete in traditional deathmatch games.
Oh, so it's like 007.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who like wanted to play.
I wonder. Probably not. I wonder if the online supports it though.
You ever do versus in Star Fox?
I didn't like Star Fox.
I loved Star Fox 64, but the multiplayer is not great. People are going to disagree, but I don't think you get that game for the multiplayer.
Oh, I believe you 1,000% because I didn't think the game was that good.
I like it. I don't like a lot of Star Fox.
64? I love that game.
I
love
for
it.
some reason Star Fox never clicked with me other than Adventures, which I really liked.
That's weird.
I know.
You're weird.
That's the
The
one that
GameCube
wasn't-
one.
We got to play Dinosaur Planet or whatever.
That's the
What
was
is
supposed
that?
to be.
the game it was supposed to be. I have the ROM.
Do,
You could just play it, Dinosaur Planet.
do we have to play it? You said it like it was necessary.
It's just cool. It's cool that this was the game, and then they're like, okay, put Star Fox in it now, and then it turned into what you played.
But that version would not be finished.
It's
don't-
pretty close.
Really?
Yeah.
I have it sealed in the case. Star
Dinosaur
Fox
Planet?
Adventure. No.
If you have Dinosaur
I have
Planet,
Star Fox Adventure sealed in
if you
the
had
case.
Dinosaur Planet, we're buying a house.
I really liked it back in the day. I mean, I was a dumb kid, sure, but
But yeah, everyone hates that game as a Star Fox game.
yeah, but
I liked it.
I didn't even like Star Fox at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think I even knew what it was. I think that was the first time I saw Star Fox.
I loved Star
So-
Fox 64, and then that's it. I think I played the GameCube ones, and I was like, "That's it, Star Fox."
Well, you say stinky.
And you know what? By then, I was playing Rogue Squadron. That game fucking awesome.
Oh, that game was sick.
it's so good.
I had that on PC actually, but it's
Whoa,
the same
did
thing.
it blow up your Pentium?
No, I don't think I had a Pentium. I had a regular.
The game takes a lot to run.
Well, then I guess I had a beast when I was
You had a
12.
fucking monster computer.
But yeah, I played that. I played that so much, dude. That game
it.
was sick. Yeah.
I got the Ein Odin 2. I was just talking about the fake Nintendo Switch,
Mm-hmm.
and it plays Rogue Squadron 2 really good, and that game's really hard to emulate.
I was really excited for the Rogue Squadron that came out recently that had VR because I thought that would be sick.
Wait, what's it called?
I think it's just called Rogue Squadron, or it's
Yes, it's called Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was okay.
No, wait.
I think it was called something and it had Rogue Squadron in parentheses, or it was that.
It was
colon,
Rogue something. They made it confusing.
Rogue Squad. Squatters, rogues.
Squatters? No.
It was Xbox One, right? Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons.
No rogue.
No Rogue at all.
No.
I bought it, never played it.
I bought it, got in VR, went, oh, this is hard, and stopped playing. I couldn't follow any of the ships. I couldn't figure it out.
It's hard. Those types of games are hard. I just liked Rogue Squadron because it followed some of the stories of the shows. You got to like of the movies. You got to like play out the battles that were in the movies, and then they added some stuff. It was really cool.
No, it was I'm with you.
And the first Rogue Squadron, the one on N64, which they should put on Nintendo Switch Online, that game, when friggin' Phantom Menace came out, they were like, oh, by the way, that game you've had for a year and a half.
It has Naboo fighters in it.
Yeah, they were like, type in this code, you have a fucking Naboo fighter.
I remember that.
Crazy.
That's insane.
That was DLC before DLC.
Pre-built on free DLC, yeah.
That was amazing.
That blew my mind. I was like, how'd they do that? That's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
That
cool.
was awesome. So that's it. We got those games. I'm
that's
going to
the
play
episode.
1080 and we're done with the podcast completely.
Yeah. Do you want to bring the tone down before we bring it back up again?
Yeah, you want to talk about death threats?
Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, there were threats. Yeah.
Oh, the article's all in Japanese. What am I to do?
Read it.
Give me. No, I can't. This is a tweet from Genki JPN who says Nintendo Live 2024 Tokyo has been canceled due to threats received
insane.
at Nintendo. Threats made against Nintendo staff and spectators. Event was due to take place Tokyo Big Sight in Japan 2024. In January 2024.
In Japan?
Splatoon and Mario Kart tournaments have been postponed. So I guess this was going to be similar to what they've had at like PAX and stuff.
I'm trying to load up the page explaining everything is in Japanese and it's not opening in a browser for me.
Do you want to hear the translation of their tweet, Nintendo's official tweet?
Go on.
We have decided to postpone Splatoon Koshien 2023 National Finals and Nintendo Live. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for understanding. Okay, they didn't give a reason in the tweet. I have the webpage open. I'm translating it.
So,
reason for postponement.
Yeah, I've managed to translate.
Our company has been persistently receiving threats targeting our employees, and recently the targets of these threats have spread to spectators, staff, etc. of the Splatoon Festival. Considering safety as our top priority, we have made the decision to postpone the event.
That's insane. Like, where are these threats coming from that they're taking them so seriously?
I think it's interesting. They said threats on our employees, but then recently they've spread to spectators and staff. So
the whole building.
They made it. They're like, we don't care if it's our employees, but the fact that it's
yeah, now that it's other people.
The people who are coming now we.
I don't think that's what they meant.
Serious. I know, but
I understand what you mean.
I actually kind of appreciate that they're taking it more seriously now that other people are involved in the threats.
I mean, that sounds like they're afraid of what's going to happen. I mean, I don't want to say what I'm thinking that this is, but we're all thinking it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking it.
Yeah.
It's a threat of violence, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than that, though.
Okay.
Right? Like the whole building is at jeopardy.
Yeah.
What else could that be?
Yeah, no.
I don't want to say it, but that's insane. And
it's crazy.
Why are they...
And they're taking it very seriously.
I guess you have to take it seriously if someone says that.
Yeah.
But why would they...
Well,
I don't
multiple threats, so it's enough where they're like, forget it.
Why,
We don't need to
though?
put it on.
Why and why Japan?
People are so
Japan is
passionate about stupid video games. You know?
But in Japan, this ain't America.
Yeah, but Japan also, like, they're not, innocent either. Like,
What did they do? Tell me.
well, they assassinated the fucking ex-president last year.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like literally, they
Japan did that?
Yeah, the somebody shot the ex-president in public.
Whoa.
With a makeshift blunderbuss.
Oh no, I heard that. But he lived.
No, he is dead
really?
forever.
Forever? I thought he lived.
No, he was the ex-president.
Oh
He
shoot.
was the previous president.
Yeah, I
of
saw
Japan.
that clip actually. That was
Yeah,
Is
it's
it a video of it?
yeah.
He was on stage doing a speech, and he got blunderbusted. I don't know why. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I know it's crazy, and Japan doesn't have like the same like weapon culture and stuff, but somebody managed to
Someone made it.
cobble one together.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't really.
So even though like Japan's not really a violent country, but they do, things could happen. So they're taking it extremely seriously, and they should.
Well, good on them. That's cool. I just can't imagine that. I don't know where the threats are coming from. Why they're happening?
It's because of video games. Nerds get crazy.
Nerds be crazy.
Nerds be crazy, and we know.
Okay.
We
I
know
guess
nerds
that's
be
it.
crazy.
All right. Stop being crazy, nerds.
Yeah, just have good. Why can't you have nice things?
Just don't
ruining all
be
the nice
you for a minute.
Just fucking think maybe you don't got to do that.
Just shave, take a shower.
And then you won't have to threat violence against a company that doesn't care about you.
Maybe like download Tinder or something, just get an outlet.
Yeah, dude.
Leave Nintendo alone.
Yeah, they need our support. All right.
So Zelda, no more of that, huh?
No more of that either. Eiji Aonuma said, "You know what? I'm sick of these nerds."
So specifically, Aonuma was talking about Tears of the Kingdom after Breath of the Wild and just shutting down, literally point blank, shutting down any rumor or talk of there being another game in that realm, in the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom verse, which I assume is like DLC, any kind of story. Like he's just done. It's
interesting that he straight up is saying that it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Usually they're very quiet about that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Well, they like to make completely new experiences with Zelda. It's honestly, it was a surprise that they were doing a second Breath of the Wild.
That was a surprise. Didn't they say it was supposed to? They were working on DLC that just ended up turning into the vision of a full game.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yes.
And I think they pulled it off. I mean, there are still some people, like our dear friend Miss Click, that refers to Tears of the Kingdom as just Breath of the Wild DLC.
She really doesn't like it.
She really doesn't like it.
I think she's just leading into it because she knows that.
She's a huge Zelda fan, and I think she very passionately feels this way about it, and that's fine.
I think she didn't like it, and then when everybody like shit on her because she's supposed to like it because she's a Zelda person, she was like, "No, fuck you guys, game sucks." Like what I do that.
I get it. It's a tough position to be in. Like when I was voting for Baldur's Gate, I got a little element of that because people are like, "Wait, but you're the Zelda guy." Yeah. There was a guy that kept on everything I was posting, sharing a clip of me playing Tears of the Kingdom on Twitch when it came out, saying, "Guys, this is game of the year. I don't care what happens." And he's like, "Why are you lying? Why are you lying?"
Clearly, you care what happens.
Baldur's Gate came out after, my guy. I didn't know. Anyway, so they asked him how he's feeling about making a sequel or the game. And
he said, "Nah, bro."
do you want me to read it? He said, "Nah."
Well, I want to know exactly what he said, really.
So someone asked, the Game Informer asked, now that it's been over a year and a half since Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, how are you feeling about the reception of the game at this point? Do we care about that answer?
In a year and a half.
Not really. No, I don't really care.
Half a year.
Oh.
I might have misspoke. Do you think we'll see the Ultra Hand return in future titles?
No.
Okay, that was a question that was asked. All right, here we go. Sorry, I had to find it. Have you rolled out another direct sequel? It says EA laughs, not Electronic Arts. Aonuma laughs. Well, that would be a sequel to a sequel, which I think is getting a bit wild and wacky when you think about it.
He said wild and wacky?
He said a bit wild. I added wacky.
Oh, okay.
But I've mentioned previously with Tears of the Kingdom, we're seeking to build on top of the world we created with Breath of the Wild and really exhaust the possibilities of what could be put into that world, which I think is true. I don't know what else you could put into that world specifically. I think it is, to use a bit of a term, an apotheosis or the final form of that version of Legend of Zelda. In that regard, I don't think that we'll be making a direct sequel to a world such as that which we created.
Yeah. Again, they like to keep things fresh with Zelda. They like to go from the ground up, like pretty much every time. It's kind of an anomaly that they even did a direct sequel. The only other time they did that was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
But wasn't like Majora's Mask the sequel? Like, what, wasn't it not really supposed to be a sequel? They just used the same...
No, I've always stood by this is the only time they have done a direct sequel because Majora's Mask used the same engine and had the same link, but it was a completely different world. It was a different game.
Different style. It was all...
In a way, yeah, it was a sequel and everyone sees it that way, but like not to the extent of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which was a direct sequel in the same world with all the same characters.
Right.
Was there any of the same characters in Majora's Mask except Link?
The mask guy, right?
He wasn't in the first one.
He wasn't?
He was.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Oh, the guy selling the masks.
Yeah.
He was, and the mailman, like even like the guys who are supposed to be Mario and Luigi, those guys are in it.
True, but
It's all side characters. No,
but side characters, and it's also like this flipped dark place version where they all have different careers or objectives and roles in the world too, like repurposed characters. Because the whole I don't know if it's ever actually explained, but it's like Link's nightmare, almost like his afterlife.
Well, it's supposed to be after Ocarina of Time. It's when Kid Link leaves.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if that.
I don't even know if
a
it's
sequel.
I don't know if it's even canon to anything. If it's actually anything that actually, if it happened, or if it was like all a dream of Link's. I don't know, because Link's had dreams before. The whole windfish thing was a whole dream.
Yeah.
Windfish
In Link's Awakening, that whole game is his dream.
Oh yeah. But the point is, every single time they make a Zelda game, they do it from the ground up. The only times they haven't done that is that one.
Is that one and this one, yeah.
To be fair, I feel like Tears of the Kingdom is more. This is what they couldn't fit in the first game, so they made it a second game.
Yeah, and that's what he says
Which
too.
makes it sound like a sequel, sure, but to me, it's more like
It's
all right,
it's
let's do
weird. I guess it is a sequel, but like it's the same game again, but bigger. It's almost like they just redid it and added more.
This is the first Zelda game I played much of, and to me, it did feel like
it followed
DLC.
all the same story beats.
Yeah.
To a T, even the objectives to a T, but they just switched some things out. Like, oh, you didn't like the Sky Beasts? Well, now you have actual dungeons. But it's all the same. Like, we do 4 of these, and then we do 4 of that, and then we finish.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if you'd even call it a sequel, really. You
I think it's just.
It's a direct sequel. It's stories. Story-wise, it's directed.
Yes, it is. But it's. Have we ever had a sequel like this before, where you go back to the exact same world and it's almost the same thing again, but everything is bigger and better?
Definitely.
Halo.
Was it the same map? Same everything?
This has definitely happened before.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's a lot of sequels where it's the same. You're like, isn't this the same? They're like, oh, but the bosses are different now.
Half-Life.
No, Half-Life.
I don't know.
No.
I mean, it kind of feels like DLC, but
That's what I'm saying. I think Tears of the Kingdom to me is just oversized DLC.
That
It's enough DLC to make it its own game.
the thing.
I agree.
You know.
It's crazy because at the time we were like, everybody's saying it's DLC, but it's not. It's so different. Now we're going back to saying it's DLC.
I said it was DLC.
It's both to me. It's on one hand, you can't just say it's DLC because it's so much more than that, and that is undercutting and underplaying what it did. But at the same time, I can't think of many other sequels that are literally the same game, but more in a way that a DLC expansion is.
I just think what makes it not feel like DLC is that you have so many new abilities that make you play the game completely differently.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But if they had thrown those, if they added those into Breath of the Wild late game,
Yeah.
it would be the same as late game Tears of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't even know what game you're in.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Because they're so similar.
Yeah, if I put Mario Sunshine in Mario 64, it'd be the same game.
I don't know if that's true.
Mechanics are different.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you change the mechanics by adding the flood.
He's lost me. We're right.
It looked better.
It did look a lot better.
It did look better.
It's an interesting conversation. It's kind of a mute conversation.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're right. That's not. I didn't say that to discredit what you were saying. Well, I think both points are valid, is what I'm saying. They asked him a bunch of questions. I don't know if we care about anything else. There's like 10 more questions in here. This one is really interesting to me. I'm going to read it all a second time to see if it does read the way I'm thinking. But to preface it, when the game came out, Tears of the Kingdom, and the trailers came out, people were finding similarities in certain shots. Like when Link was up on Epona, rearing the horseback, it looked like a shot from Ocarina of Time. And then there's a shot of Ganon kneeling before the king, which looks exactly like the shot of Ocarina of Time. So the question was, have you heard the theory that some scenes of Tears of the Kingdom are perhaps loose retellings of the events of Ocarina of Time? And he just says, oh no, I'm hearing that for the first time now.
Oh, wow.
Which is very short. And then he follows up and he's like, oh, well, there's Rauru. There's the imprisoning. Rauru was a character in Ocarina of Time. There's the imprisoning war. There are scenes in Tears of the Kingdom that resemble Ocarina of Time, particularly flashbacks. For example, the one where Ganondorf is kneeling before the king before he betrays him. So like a lot And then he says, we understand that fans have theories, and that's a fun thing for fans to do. We also think about what kinds of theories fans might come up with when we create, but it's not like we're trying to plan ahead for those theories. In this series, there's the idea of reincarnation, in that Link and Zelda, as they appear in different titles, they are not the same person per se, but they're sort of fundamental soul that carries on. Because of that, certain scenes may turn out similar. Like you're saying, the antagonist kneeling before the king, those scenes might turn out because they're sort of like glimpses that represents the series as a whole. For people to pick up on that and see that, we really like and we enjoy, and it helps create this myth of Legend of Zelda, which to me sounds like he said, oh, I guess we did do that before. That's cool. It's like he's saying that wasn't intentional, that's like the exact same scene.
There's a lot of Zelda that's redone over and over again, isn't it? I mean, it's the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's reincarnation. So like when you see that scene of, it's so burnt in my brain as one of the most poignant scenes of Ocarina, because the first time you meet Zelda, she's looking through a window, and then you look through, and it's Ganon kneeling before the king, and you see the bad guy. Mm-hmm. He does the same thing in this game, and I was like, oh, they did that again. That's a cool throwback. But he's almost reads like he's saying, yeah, whoops.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw that, and honestly I saw that, and I didn't go, oh yeah, they do this in Ocarina. I didn't put that together.
I mean, I don't think you're supposed to. It's not like I
think there's just a king, and you're gonna kneel.
It's not a Harrison Ford walking into the Millennium Falcon and the whole movie pauses for claps.
Yeah,
it's what I figured it was this makes sense in this story, and if you've played Ocarina, you might notice that we did the same thing again, a little cheeky, but. It's like the same framing. He kneels like the same animation, and he's looking up the same way at the same king. It's like shot for shot. And he's like, no. Really?
He only knows how to do that scene one way.
I guess so. It's kind of like when I make a YouTube video and then I find out I actually made the same one 5 years before and forgot. I've done that before.
No.
Also, speaking of Zelda, while I read more of these questions, did you hear about the movie?
I heard that the director wants to make it like a live action Miyazaki.
That was what I was going to say.
And then somebody quote tweeted it and said, "Just animated that."
Yeah, when that movie was announced, everyone was like, it should be like Spirited Away and stuff like that, right? That's that guy.
Yeah.
And he's essentially saying that he wants to do that, but real.
Yeah,
I think it's actually a good sign. For the live action.
It's setting the bar pretty high.
Yeah. It sets a tone and an expectation, but it also is a little bit more reassuring because he can see what people want.
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure it'll be at least mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my feelings on the movie hasn't changed, but I think that was the first reassuring thing I've heard so far.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it. I don't know. I mean, like, I wanted the Mario movie to be really good, and then we saw it, and it's like, oh, okay, I understand why this is being made. It's fine. It's a fine movie, Like I feel like it could have been a lot better. And the Zelda movie is going to be made for the same sort of audience, so that kind of scares me.
It's gonna be great.
Sure. I just want it to be PG-13. That's it. Which it won't be.
I want one boob in it.
I hope it.
Little side boob.
I hope it kind of feels like The Witcher season 1, but a little bit more lighthearted.
But that's also that's why I was saying it. Like, it would be cool if it's a little more gritty.
Yeah,
it would make sense if it was.
I mean, no like sex and blood and stuff, but like that feel. Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
The last question he asked was, "What do you think about making a modern Ocarina of Time remake?"
Modern Ocarina of Time? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. That would be cool.
Yeah. He said, haha, no comment.
Damn, shut that shit down.
He didn't say no.
Nintendo should remake some stuff. They're Nintendo, they're the best developers in the business. A lot of their old shit still holds up today, but I'd like to see reimagining.
They've been remaking some 2D things, right? Mm-hmm. They did Link's Awakening. They can see Pokemon Company doing those remakes.
I was a little disappointed.
They just did
Mario RPG. Yeah. I was a little disappointed in that. I feel like...
Yeah, can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
It's a little ugly.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like the Pokemon remake.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they took the game and put a little window sheen on it and then just let it rip. And it's like you can't do that with an old game. You gotta, if you're gonna modernize it, you gotta modernize it.
It feels a little half-assed.
Yeah, there's still like weird things that break in the game that just feel like an old game that I can't get past.
I haven't played it yet.
I don't know if I don't know what it is. I know art is subjective, but like I'm streaming it, right? And most people think it looks great. I feel like I'm in the minority, but I can't help but look at all the cheap assets and glossy I guess glossy is just the word, plastic looking like trees and it's like
I like the way Mario looks and a lot of the characters. I like the way
the
that they
characters
look.
I think is what fools people because all the characters look phenomenal. They look fantastic and they pop on the scene, but everything around them is these flat, boring, basic textures and it's just not very pretty.
What it was in Super Nintendo, it was just texture. It was
but
just
that's the problem.
But
it's
that's
like you're making a
it's
remake.
a remake.
yeah.
Like I don't know, make it look good.
Yeah, they didn't do enough. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Usually Nintendo puts a lot of polish on all their stuff, but some of these remakes
Was it the same people who did Link's Awakening? No, right?
No,
I don't think so.
Which I thought at first because I'd be like, oh, it's gonna look awesome.
Link's Awakening was sick.
We looked up when I was on stream. I was like, who made this? I can't remember. Look it up. Yeah. But it was another random company of like they've done nothing than like a mobile game.
Oh, really?
That's what I remember. Yeah.
I hope it's not the people who made Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Actually, they'd done a bunch of Dragon Quest ports in the past.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been doing like Dragon Quest ports for a long time and working on like DS.
Arte Piazza.
Yeah.
That's them.
What have they made before?
A lot of Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest. Mostly Dragon Quest. Innocent Life, Opuna, Go Series, Pinball Attack, a lot of it's mostly Dragon Quest.
Wow.
And it's just so weird to me every time Nintendo.
Romancing Saga.
Is that Square? Is that why? Did they have to go with? Did they have to do something with Square?
Well, I don't know if they had to, but
well,
I don't know.
Who owns this
Arte
company?
Piazza is Italian for a public square.
Oh, okay.
The company is
Piazza
best known for its
is
involvement in the development of Dragon Quest series by Enix and later Square Enix.
Are they owned by Square Enix?
I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like they have a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
Is this game still in somewhat conjunction with Square?
That's what I'm saying. I think it might be.
I guess it would have to be.
That's why
for
a lot of
licensing.
people thought that we were never going to see this game again because it was
Maybe there was a
weird
deal
licensing
when
thing.
Nintendo was like, we want to do this, and Square was like, only if we do it.
Very weird for Nintendo to give the keys to Square.
I mean, they probably just didn't want to deal with it. That's the thing I was gonna say with like all these remakes they keep doing, the Pokemon one and Nintendo's.
The Pokemon one was really half-assed.
They keep getting like random mobile companies and teams that have like, done ports to the Switch, but never actually like designed a game or made a game or designed visuals. And they're getting them to like redo these beloved series. I don't understand.
So
Is that no one else?
Shintaro Majima, he's just known for Dragon Quest.
What, does he own the studio?
Yeah, it's his studio.
Does he make the
He's
games?
worked with Square Enix, Arte Piazza, and Heartbeat.
So
he's just an artist.
yeah, so he
Which
works.
means,
So what in this case, I think it's someone who kind of like helps design some assets, help figure out some coding, but like they don't make the game. They don't design the whole game. They're not making these Dragon Quest games. They're just part of the team helping out. They're like a hired contractor, which is why I don't get why you just give someone like that the keys to, okay, remake a whole Mario game from the 90s,
It's also
please.
Intelligent Systems. And they are the ones who do Fire Emblem and Paper Mario, which is weird because you would expect that to look better. And WarioWare, which that makes sense.
What team is this?
Intelligent Systems, which that is.
Did they work on the game too?
They're published by Nintendo. They work with Nintendo. And
Are they the publisher or the developer?
It's a developer, but they are primarily known for Fire Emblem and Paper Mario and some Dragon Quest also. And WarioWare. But those all look good.
Those all look good, yeah. I think Art is the main creator here, is the main developer of this project.
Arte Piazza, yeah.
Arte Piazza.
Yeah.
Square is
Like
on
Mike
here too, but I
Piazza,
don't know.
hidden dingers.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. I couldn't find who owns them, but they do work with Square. So I don't know.
I mean, it's not that bad. I don't want to keep harping on about it. It's passable for this remake. Does it look better than the original?
I might rather play the original.
I might
honestly.
rather play the original. Yeah,
Because
I think I might like the original more.
I had somebody playing along with me so that I can get the save file for the original SNES version because I'd rather play it on a handheld, like an emulator. I think I'd like it more because I'm willing to look past the flaws because it's a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it actually looks better as the retro style because I just don't think they nailed it. Other than the characters,
Yeah.
I don't think they nailed it.
Was it also-
Some of the animations look pretty bad too.
It's the animations and the way that you move and stuff just feels like an old game.
That talking sword at the start looks really cheap.
And I'd rather just play it on the old stuff. I'd rather play it at 240p, you know? I'd be
Wasn't
able
it
to
I'm with you on
also,
this one.
Too easy? Wasn't that a big complaint that people were
The
saying?
new one?
Yeah.
I don't know if they.
it wasn't easy.
I don't know if they dumbed it down, but yeah, it was easy.
They
I
added
didn't-
like a beginner mode.
They did
and
add
then
a beginner
also
mode, yeah.
added the finishers, which was not part of the old game.
So everyone was telling me it's too easy, but like in what regard? Because like I was dying. Like
Really?
I didn't think it was too easy.
I died one time because I thought my health bar was the percentage thing on the left. I didn't realize that wasn't. Other than that, I only died when I got stuck in that loop and eventually ran out of health because I got hit by the same enemy 5 times.
Yeah,
in a
I
row.
watched that. I got stuck in the loop next to the door where they
I
came
saw
out.
yours.
So I literally couldn't move.
So my loop was okay. We both got stuck in the same loop. Mine was I didn't realize it was happening because I was talking. But these enemies are running out of the top of the castle.
It's
and
like right in the beginning of the game.
you have to get in the door, but they run out so quickly, and you got stuck right at the door.
Yeah,
And
you have to navigate around these guys, and the movement's not great in the game.
No.
So that's frustrating. I got stuck at the door where they were coming out. So the game wouldn't even load. Like once you get out of a battle, you don't have control over Mario for like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So you come out of the battle, guy hits me.
yeah,
Comes out of
'Cause
the
it keeps
thing,
coming
hits me.
out.
So there's nothing I could do. So I was just stuck
you were
in the
stuck
loop.
in a loop of battles.
Yeah.
Me, I was further down than I could have moved, but I was talking to chat. And so I'd finish the battle, I'd get distracted, and then I'd realize I was in a battle again, and I would just do the battle, and then I'd go back to talking. And then at some point I realized, why do I keep getting into
You
battles?
didn't realize that they kept.
I didn't realize I
was
kept
a
getting
constant
hit
stream,
every
yeah.
time I looked away.
Yeah.
But you were actually like trapped.
I was trapped. Yeah.
It doesn't say. It just says they've been working on Dragon Quest games since 1996.
Well,
or
you know
something.
what? They need to go back to Dragon Quest games. Stick at what you're good at, pal.
It's on the Unity engine for what it's worth.
Anyway, I thought the combat was fine. Like I
Yeah, the game's
enjoyed it.
great.
I just okay. I just feel like they could have done a lot better with it.
this year, and like I liked it a lot, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll judge it because I like the Mario RPG.
Why did we start talking about this? Talk about remakes?
We're talking about the Ocarina remake
Oh yeah,
that he wasn't doing.
I would love that. I'd love a Mario 64 remake. Like I love Mario 64, but friggin' give that some modern controls.
I would like remakes of either of those, especially yours, because yours might make it fun for me. But I'm worried about what Nintendo is doing with the remakes and like who's going to do it.
No, they'd have to make
Who
it
are they
as
gonna-
if it was a mainline Mario game.
Who you going to give it to? Because
You have to do it yourself.
I want it. If I get a new, let's say Mario game, I want it to look, if not like Odyssey or 3D World, better than.
Yeah.
I want it to look better than. There's no reason why not.
that has to be the par now.
I don't want it to look all cheap and plastic and cute and chibi. And it's like, oh, we did like a cute little thing because we hired a mobile team and they don't have the resources to make it look good.
But didn't
I
people
want it
say
to
the
look
same-
good.
People said the same thing for Link's Awakening, though. They said that they didn't like it because it looked too chibi and toy. But I thought that was
People didn't
I
like
thought
that
was
art
the cutest
style.
part about it.
I thought it was really nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it.
I actually think it really worked for that game, but also all the assets looked a lot nicer, I think,
Very true. No,
than
I
they
do
do
agree,
in the
yes.
new game. But also it was like the first time we'd kind of seen that. Whereas now it's like, oh, this again? We could do other stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like that though. It looks like
No,
a
it looks
much
very
shittier
different.
version.
It looks a lot
of that.
crappier,
Yeah.
The last thing I had was Metroid Prime 4 development is rumored to have been completed, but is delayed due to cutscenes, which doesn't sound completed to me.
I heard that they did that with a different game also. I heard that that's like a normal thing. I think
Unfinished
that
cutscenes.
I think that Nintendo likes to shelve things.
According to Papa Genos, the state of Metroid Prime 4's cutscenes are really bad.
Okay, that's a little different than what I
Or
was thinking.
was as of a few months ago. And this is essentially delaying the game. He believes Samus's latest adventure will be a Nintendo Switch title and not one that is specifically developed for the successor Switch 2, though he mentioned the plans may have changed since he last heard about it. How bad could they be?
I mean, the game was so bad they canned it.
True.
So they could be pretty bad. I don't know if he means that they're bad or they're just unfinished. Like they're just working on it. I'd imagine they would make a lot of the game and then worry about the cutscenes later. Because that's just window dressing. Like you want the game to be as good as possible. I believe that they're pretty well along with Metroid Prime 4. It's been fucking
Apparently
forever.
it's finished. It would be wild to me if they have finished it without saying anything else and no real substantial leaks have come out about anything to do with it.
Nintndo's pretty buttoned up.
They are, but
You hear things from people and you can never believe it.
I think why this is so crazy is because they're usually buttoned up until they want to announce it, and then it comes out a year or two later. Mm-hmm. This was, they announced it, and now it's been 19 years, and we have no idea what it looks like, and apparently it's done. So that's kind of nuts.
I mean, Breath of the Wild was done for a long time before they farted it out.
Well, because they were waiting for Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have it right now.
That's the guy. Remember him?
Remember him?
Remember that guy?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Who did it?
Who done it?
Who kept it?
I don't know.
Someone kept it a little secret.
I don't know what you're saying.
I have never been more intrigued in what, like, I want to know so much what this looks like.
I want a whole documentary of the development that we'll never see.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what it looked like before. I want to know what it looks like now. It sounds like if it's done, that they've developed it purely for this Switch, so it's easily going to be one of the biggest, hopefully, banger games on the whole console coming out right at the end. So what a send-off for the Switch.
I think it's possible it's a Switch 2 thing.
I mean, they could do the same thing where they delay it, put it on Switch 2, and it has like a higher frame rate resolution situation.
Yeah.
But either way, the game is the game.
The game is the game.
The game is the game.
I mean, they're saying there's going to be an account system that you can transfer all your shit over. So,
do you think it will have a multiplayer aspect?
It's got to.
Really? I don't know if it's got to.
Okay, it doesn't got to.
I don't think it's
My
got
brain
to.
went to Metroid Prime on the DS.
Yeah.
That had a heavy multiplayer. That had a heavy multiplayer focus.
It would be cool if it had a multiplayer, but I really hope they didn't put any time into that. Just focus on the game.
I mean, no, it would make
the
sense
game
if they did that. It would probably
Make the
be
game
bad.
good.
Nintendo's not doing good multiplayer stuff.
Make the game good, release the game, do DLC for multiplayer later. Don't even worry about it, my
Or-
guys.
Release the multiplayer as a playable demo and only that.
Oh, what is this, Halo?
I think they did that for the DS version of
Hunters.
Hunters, yeah.
I like that.
That was weird because you like controlled it with the touchpad. You like the touchpad was your right stick.
Oh no,
Yeah, it was really weird.
I never even entertained that.
That was a launch title for the 3DS. I would go to GameStop and I'd be like, "Oh, Metroid! What the fuck? Mom, come pick me up."
I didn't play many 3DS games. I remember one of the first ones I bought was Kid Icarus, and you had to
I
use,
hated that.
You had to use a little
like that
nub,
game.
and I was like, I don't know if I like the 3DS because of that. Because I didn't really like
A lot of
Extra button.
Yeah, I was like, I'll
That made
just
no
I'll
sense.
just play the Wii U.
A lot of people really liked Kid Icarus Uprising, and I did not at all.
It reminded me of the Game Boy Astro Boy ones. I don't know. That's what-
Astro Boy was good.
Yeah, I know. But
Astro
that's
Boy
what's
Game Boy
reminded
Advance?
me. Yeah, I don't know why it reminded me of that.
That's
but
weird
yeah.
because that's a completely different
I
game.
love that game. But yeah,
That game's good.
It kind of reminded me of Warzone 3.
Wow. Remember that game? Just played it. Pretty good.
Did you still want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. That's our new game. It's a new game.
That's
we're
our new
playing.
guy, our new fella.
That's our new fella. I've been putting a lot of hours into Call of Duty. Not a lot. I mean, more than everything else I've been playing. We usually play Valorant all the time, and we talk about that on the show. And nobody cares. Call of Duty is that new game that we're going to be playing all the time, and nobody's going to care about.
I weirdly was so excited for the new Warzone to come out. I've never been in a Call of Duty. I honestly have never cared about Call of Duty at all.
I did back in the Xbox 360 days. I was into it.
I couldn't get into it. I've always seen it as like you play Call of Duty, I play real games kind of
I
thing.
play real games. Zelda.
I mean, honestly, that's how I felt. And then Warzone came along, and I was so enamored by the concept of the Battle Royale. And I'd only played like a little bit of Fortnite. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And I started playing it, and very quickly my friend Seppo, who you've met through Discord now, turned out he played it too. And we hadn't really talked for like 8 years since high school, or since I left Australia. And we just got into it together, and it became our game. And we were on Warzone every night, catching up and reminiscing, and
that was around
getting wins.
Pandemic time.
Yeah.
So that was me and my friends were hanging out in Warzone. It was awesome.
It was awesome. I actually really liked it. It felt good. I was like, man, Call of Duty is pretty fun.
And it was a great game.
It was great. And then I tried to play the actual Call of Duty that came along with Warzone, and I was like, oh, I'll stick to Warzone.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to play this.
It's like what I like so much about Warzone is that like the guns that everybody's using will change. Like everybody will be like, oh, this is the gun.
There's always a new meta.
People will discover like, oh, this gun is good now. Forget this gun. Or they'll release an update that nerfs that gun, and then another gun's the best gun. And it makes you want to unlock that gun.
Yeah.
The best way to unlock that gun is to play it in the multiplayer of the whatever Call of Duty is currently out. So you're bouncing between both the games. Or now the zombies.
Yeah.
You're bouncing between all those, trying to unlock all the cool shit, and that made it like an RPG almost, like a friggin' online multiplayer.
Yeah, there was
RPG.
There was a lot of ADHD sort of riddled things to do.
Yeah, like I would play around a Warzone. I play around a Warzone and I go, all right, hold on, I gotta fuck with my loadout, and you like mess with everything. All right, drop me back in, and then drop in. You're like, oh, I wish I had a different attachment, and that was awesome.
It was good.
And then Warzone 2 came out, and it was horrible.
Sucked.
It was so bad. They changed way too much.
Up.
And I hated it and never wanted to play it again.
The map sucked. The way the game felt to play sucked. They slowed it down. They got rid of slide canceling. They did all the attachments differently, where you could not only have attachments, but then you could fine tune them and you could tweak them. And
it was way too much stuff.
It was too much. And then also like, before and now, when you get a gun, you use that gun, you level that gun up, you get that gun's attachments. Makes sense, right? In 2, you had to use this gun to get this gun's attachment.
Yeah, so
you had to use all of this. It made no sense. It was horrible. And I don't know if you and I actually ever played it together.
We did once.
Like one time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, nah.
Yeah, we were like, forget this. I didn't like it. Now I was excited for this one because I still want Warzone. I still want the old Warzone. I want that experience.
Me too.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
It's not here. But it's close.
A lot closer than what we've had, and I am enjoying it. But before this came out, we were playing just regular Modern Warfare 3, which is the main game.
We were having okay.
Yeah, it was
time
okay.
with that.
I don't really love the multiplayer, but I'm falling into that trap now where I'm playing that to unlock stuff for Warzone. I only played a very little bit of Warzone solos, which is not fun. Solos is not good.
Zombies is the easiest way to unlock and level things up.
But I just thought I think the multiplayer is
it's kind of dumb actually. Like, so there's a gun you unlock at level 44. I mean, we've been playing this whole time and I'm only level 38. I'm nowhere near the gun. If you go into zombies and find the gun on the ground or someone hands it to you and then you leave with it, it's yours now.
Oh.
You just have it.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's also the armory unlocks where you can I needed the Stinger, because that's one of the meta guns people are using as a sidearm. You go to that gun in the inventory and you just click that you want to do the challenges for it. I played one online match and unlocked it.
Okay.
I had to complete 4 or 5. I had to complete a bunch of challenges, daily challenges, and it all did it in one match. So I got the gun immediately.
And every time you complete a challenge, it's like,
yeah, play the guitar's not as good. It's not as good as it was in the original game. Just double bass.
Every time you do anything, you open up a chest and it'll go da 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 da
blah 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 blah. It's cool, man. Love that shit.
It is cool. It's stupid, but it's cool. I don't know. It's hard to explain to people that don't like shooters or Warzone why I like it so much, but there is something about dropping in with the boys. You have your favorite spot.
Yeah.
Just spat. You have your favorite spot. You kind of camp it out. You make it yours. It's your little home. I love getting a sniper and just getting those headshots as people are
you
coming
run around,
towards.
you collect stuff,
and that's
you basically make your own build. You're like playing a little mini RPG.
It's addictive because you die and you're like, I get to loot again.
Yeah. And then you get your loadout, which is the shit you've been building for the whole year.
Yeah.
And then you have another build.
You get your guns and your perks.
Yeah.
And then you go against other people and see if you're better.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
I'll say though, I only played it a little bit and I ran into a couple problems. The first one was I got a scavenger contract, which is you get a mission and you just find gold chests. It just takes you to them. One of those chests was in a building that was completely sealed off.
That happened to me yesterday. Yeah. You know what's worse?
What?
So there was one of those buildings and I found a way in through the top. There was a hole in the roof. I went in, got the thing. I was trapped.
The one that my scavenger contract ended up in, it said doors locked, come back during public event.
What?
Yeah. So it was a building that was meant for something different.
What I have and that happened to me too.
Okay.
Where I couldn't get in to get the scavenger.
The other problem that I had was I dropped in and there were two guys that were shooting each other.
So were they cute?
Oh yeah, baby. So I flicked on one and shot him and he died.
You flicked on him?
Yep. And the other guy died, but I didn't get the kill. So I was like, oh, maybe they just shot each other at the same time.
They flicked each other.
I got an assist.
Oh, you didn't get any kill?
I didn't get any kill, but they both died. So I was like, maybe they shot each other at the same time? That's weird. Like they're just like, bang! And both just fucking died.
And then you're just there like, ooh.
I was watching a streamer play, and he clearly was 1v1 on a person. Mm-hmm. Shot him a lot. The guy died. 0 kills.
Oh.
So I think there's a glitch where you just don't get the kill, just does not count.
Oh no,
that's horrible.
You definitely got your kill.
I know. And the only other problem I have is just normal Call of Duty stuff where you're shooting a guy a lot and then he flicks on you and hits you in the head once and you're fucking dead.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe is as much as I love the loadouts because we're starting fresh and everyone else has max guns.
Yeah.
Everyone we come against, I'm doing the best I can. Like I see them, I start shooting at them. They feel themselves getting shot, look at me and go, oh, that's cute, bang. And then I'm dead.
So in Call of Duty, the meta is always going to be how can you kill somebody the quickest? So you're building your loadout to have the best aim and just fastest DPS or whatever.
Which means getting the meta gun and leveling it up.
Yeah, so if you don't have the meta gun, you're not going to be able to compete with these other people.
Mm-hmm. So I always did Riot Shield. That was my.
You're one of those.
I did. I
hate those.
I used to have a Ninja Turtle loadout. I called it. It was Riot Shield and the sword, and you just run around and you fucking do that.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited again. Last night I took my Lenovo into bed and was just grinding out the weapons by myself and fucking my Lenovo. I was having sex with it. This video is sponsored by Lenovo.
Like a wet dream with your Lenovo.
No, but yeah, I like that loop of like grinding out new weapons to like try in the game and then bringing them into the competitive mode and stuff.
I'm glad you're having fun with the video game.
Thank you.
That's so rare for you.
And it's cool that we have handheld PCs now because I can take it wherever I want.
It works shockingly well on the Lenovo.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you get 100 frames.
Yeah, I was getting over 100 frames. I have the resolution's halved, but I'm getting over 100 frames on it, and the screen is over 100. It's 144 hertz.
The full resolution, the 250 60.
What?
2560.
2560.
I think it's more than that.
It's 2560 by like 14 something. I don't know.
Okay.
And I was getting like 40 frames, which is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, you lower it if you want better frames, but that's still pretty crazy.
Still pretty crazy, yeah. It's a high resolution screen, so cutting it in half gives you 800p. So I just did that because it makes the scaling look nice.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This has been a blast.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It's been so good to have you on the podcast.
I have to poop.
I have to poop too. And I have a long drive home to play some Call of Duty now.
I took a train here. I gotta take a train back.
How does that work? You just go there and you're like, hey, I'm here.
You get it. It's like gotta take the subway to the Long Island.
Is it an Amtrak or just regular?
It's like Amtrak, but it's Long Island.
So you just go there and get a ticket?
I get it on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
it's not as expensive as Amtrak.
How much is it?
It's $10.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why Amtrak. I would actually catch it if it wasn't $200 every time. It makes no sense. I'm only going an hour. It's a train. It's going there anyway.
It's a lot of money.
I don't understand.
Anyway, pick me up. Is there a different version that's not Amtrak that does it?
I don't know. I only know that. That's all I know.
There might be another one that you could probably catch.
Well, I'll look into it. But it's so crazy, man. Even if my car wasn't electric, I would still drive because gas is cheaper than that. Mm-hmm. Why is the train so much?
There's definitely another one. You can get because the Amtrak's got the lounge car, the cafe car, it's got the
I think there is another one because I accidentally got on the wrong train once and they were like, this isn't an Amtrak, sir.
Was it significantly shittier?
It was a little crappier and it took twice as long to get there.
That's probably the one.
But I also don't want to take twice as long to get there.
That's what you paying for, baby.
No.
No, the Long Island Railroad's fine. As long as you're not
Everyone,
taking it in the middle of the night where there's all
this was really
from
good.
the Ranger game.
This was really fun, everybody. Let me know. Did it do it?
Yep. Oh my god.
All right,
Thanks
everybody.
for being here.
Thanks for being
See
here.
you
This was a fun
later.
episode.
Yay.
We have 2 more left. Don't forget. And the final one's going to be a big special bash, and we're going to have cake.
Are we?
What?
I've decided now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to get it?
I can have it.
Well, you gotta
You said 2 things at once about cake. I need to know both.
do that. Yes.
My friend can make it.
Okay.
Pay her, but yeah.
I wasn't gonna say anything related to that. Are we gonna do? I'll say this on the podcast. Are we gonna do something where we buy each other something?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you still want to do that?
We can make it one thing. I don't want a bunch of little crap.
He's going to buy me something.
One thing. I had an idea for something I wanted to get you. I
have an idea too.
I can't get it for you now. I feel like I should say it. I was gonna get you a custom SM7B because their B&H has a special red one.
Yeah. You can buy those and we can.
Well, you're not doing these anymore.
It's not true. I don't know what you're
We were
talking
going to do lab.
You're gonna do less.
We could keep them. We could keep them.
I was just gonna get one. It's $500.
I mean, not
Buy it
if that's
anyway.
why can't you do that?
Because you're not gonna use them anymore.
But I could use it at home for my streams. I have the red top and everything.
Okay, fine. Never mind. Okay, well that's what I'm getting you. It's $500. Get me some of those $500.
Can you put a Nintendo logo on?
I'm gonna but now it's not gonna be as fun or interesting because I spoiled it.
Cut this out. We'll make it seem like a surprise later.
Well, I won't.
He wants it to be a surprise.
Okay, cut it out of my brain.
This is a lobotomy.
I actually have an idea for what I want.
I also don't know if I'll be able to get it in time because it's not even out yet. It comes out mid-December.
I have a great idea for what I want to do for you.
Oh God!
But I don't possess the know-how, and you do. But I don't want to ask you how to do it. So I got to figure that out.
I'm sure you know somebody who can
I'll figure it out.
answer it.
I'll figure it out. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We got a Patreon episode coming up right now, which is a fun one because we recorded it 2 weeks ago. So watch that.
We recorded it the first thing we did when we got here.
We did. Links below to everything. If you're listening, watching, do all the things wherever you are. Do the thing that place lets you do. Rate it the highest, give it the like, subscribe, follow, all of that. I appreciate you all so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, wait.
Oh my God, yeah, do that.
Wait.
I want to do it too, but I don't know if you can do it on the wide.
Oh my god.
I love you.